an IELTS test taker is concerned, one of the most difficult part of their exam is IELTS writing task 2. For many students, sometimes when they prepare IELTS writing task 2, they are kind of unsettled, or they feel afraid that how they get rid of this task in order to achieve their required band score in IELTS writing task 2. This is because they are not graded or marked according to their requirement, or they are not raised their band score up to their expectations. As a result, sometimes students become under stress. They fall under tremendous stress. Eventually, they put off their plan to prepare IELTS exam. So there is one more reason behind this. That is, sometimes they score over and over again a consistent band score, like their band writing remain 6.5. This is especially quite common with the students who are preparing IELTS exam general task 2 essays, because they require to score 7 in 3 modules and 1 module 8 band. So in that case, it's important for general student to score 7, but they are unable to achieve that. So don't worry guys, in today's lesson I'm going to give you a very important tips regarding IELTS task 2, specifically about how to plan IELTS essay planning. Hello everyone, my name is Shahjahan Mio. I welcome you to my channel 7 English Online Coaching. So if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Let's get it started. So today's lesson, IELTS essay planning. So what do you mean by planning? So planning means to prepare something step by step in order to achieve your goal or your target. So planning plays a very crucial role. There are two importance for planning. First one is it will minimize the time which you. Sometimes students face problem, they are not able to complete their task within 40 minutes. Even complete task 1 in 20 minutes. So when they are in a situation where they realize that only 5 minutes left, at the same time they haven't yet completed their conclusion. So at that time it is very important for them to get into hurry and to write conclusion. As a result, sometimes able to make a proper conclusion. Sometimes they forget to restate their opinion. Sometimes they include a new idea, a new piece of information in the conclusion. Actually, this is not required, and this is against the conclusion paragraph. Anyway, so there are importance of planning. One, it will reduce your effort which you needed. Second, it will minimize your time. Now, what are the advantages of planning? So before that, the function of planning is that the plan of your essay is like a map. So it will give you the direction, introduction, body 1, body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2, and of course the conclusion. So there are 4 main benefits that you get from planning. The first one is that you will be able to understand the question quite well. So it is very important to understand the question very well. So I'll be giving you explanation about this later on in the same video. So the first advantage of planning is that you will be able to understand the question very well. The second advantage of planning is that you will be able to include relevant ideas. So it's very important, and not only relevant ideas, you need to extend or develop your main idea with supporting example. So you need to extend your main idea and give an example in order to support your main idea. And of course, you need to connect it with a result or a consequence. So your main idea, the benefit of main idea, how it turned to be. So this is what the second advantage of planning. And the third advantage of IELTS essay planning is that you will develop very good vocabulary. So it is very important for every students to develop vocabulary in the appropriate manner. I mean, appropriate vocabulary means using synonym and of course the right collocation. Apart from this, you will be able to include the word formation appropriately. As far as vocabulary is concerned, you need to have appropriate synonyms, and you need to combine the words, the combination of the words, for example, noun and the verb. And of course, you need to be able to use the word formation properly. In the place of adjective, you need to use adjective, not the noun. Sometimes students can commit mistake in this manner on vocabulary. And of course, the last and the final part of the advantage of planning is that you will have a very good structure in terms of grammar. Like you will use variety of sentences in having the variation in your tense. For example, when you write a sentence in simple present or present indefinite, of course, you can use the variety or the variation by using another form of the same tense, like present continuous or present perfect or present perfect continuous, depending on the idea or the sentence formation. So these are the four main advantages of planning your essay. Now, let's take a look at how to plan your essay. So in planning, there are four main tips which I would like to let you know today. So as well as I'll elaborate each of these tips so that you will have a very clear understanding about the planning. Of course, time, that is very important. Some people say that you can take 5 minutes, while some people say that you can take 7 minutes or 10 minutes. So it is my personal opinion is that while you prepare your planning, so it is from my point of view, I would recommend you that you can take up to 10 minutes. You can take up to 10 minutes, because when you take 10 minutes, you will be able to have a very good sketch or a map. So that will give you exact direction from one paragraph to the another paragraph. So the paragraph will be logically linked together. Okay, now let's look at the tips. First tip is understand the question very well. So it is very important for every students to understand the question very well. So what are the things that you need to be taken care of while you understand the question? First of all, read and get an overall idea about the question. It is very important to read the question and get an overall idea about the question. So after getting an overall idea about the question, so understanding the question, when you understand the question, it's very important to know about the overall idea about the question, as I said. So after getting an overall idea about the question, it is very important to know about the keywords. I mean, you need to highlight the keywords. Keywords means the main words that convey specific meaning in the question. So after underlining the keyword, if you understand the keyword only, you will include relevant idea. If your ideas are not relevant, you may lose mark in task response, because in task response there are 4 criteria based on that the examiners mark or grade your essay. The first criteria is task response. So if you want to get a very good mark, so in planning, understanding the question, when you understand the question, as I told you, that it's very important to highlight the keywords. So after highlighting the keywords, you will be able to get an idea about what will be your main idea and what will be the explanation that you will use to develop or extend your main idea, and of course you will give an example as an evidence in order to support your main idea. So of course you will be getting a very good score for your task response. So that's the importance of understanding the question. So to put it in summary, understanding the question mean it's a part of planning. It's just because you will be able to include a relevant idea. That means you stay on topic. You never write anything off topic. So, the second tips about planning, or the second step in planning, is to identify the task. A question will have a background topic and a topic, and of course, a task instruction. So, task instruction, for example, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree? Discuss the advantage and the disadvantage. Is it a positive development or negative development? So, the way you understand the task instruction is very crucial when it comes to your paragraph arrangement. So, if you understand the task instruction very well, you will provide a better coherence and an excellent cohesion. That means the linking words or phrases. So, identify the task. So, if your essay asked you to give your opinion, agreement or disagreement, if you agree, you only write about agree. If you disagree, only write about disagree, even though you have options to agree and to disagree. But ultimately, if you do not have a proper plan, it may lead you to lowest mark in coherence and cohesion. So, it is very important to understand the task instruction. If question is asked about, for example, is it a negative development or positive development? So, I would highly recommend you, while you prepare this essay, either took one position. If it is positive development, write about positive development. If it is negative development, you think that there is no need to mention about positive and negative developments. Even though you can mention it, but mark it all. It's all about your score. You need to get a high band score for your coherence and cohesion. Normally, what happens is when students mix up, like they have neutral position, like they think that positive and negative. Sometimes the body paragraph 1 and 2, there can be a kind of asymmetry or misunderstanding that I have noticed many times. So, I would strictly recommend you to go with either positive development or negative. So, you can write 2 body paragraph about positive development, each 2 main ideas. So, you have to plan it before you start writing by reading the task instruction. So, that will allow you to have a very good coherence and cohesion. So, that brings me to the third step in planning, generate the idea. When you generate the idea, means when you have the idea, you also need to have very good vocabulary in order to convey your message, in order to convey your main idea and your explanation, and of course, your supporting example, evidence, so that you can give in the form of fact or in the form of personal experience. So, generating the ideas. So, there are 3, of course, you will write 2 body paragraph. Each body paragraph will be organized around one main idea. So, the rest of the sentences that you are writing here in order to support your main idea, in order to extend and develop. So, that is what in IELTS band score 7, 8, 9 writing criteria, you can read that IELTS.org website. If you search that website, you will find that fully operational skill. So, a fully operational skill in language means your. So, generate the idea means there are three steps. First, main idea. Then you are going to extend the main idea. Imagine yourself that you are writing to someone who do not have the reader. I mean, the reader who read your essay after you are writing do not have a specialist knowledge about main idea. So, you need to explain the main idea. So, it is very important in that context. So, after that you need to support your main idea with an evidence or an example. So, that is also very important. So, generate the idea means your main idea, explanation plus your example, okay, and you can relate it with a result. So that brings me to the final step of your planning, that organize it into a structure. So this is what that you have to do when you do writing. So you have prepared your 2 body paragraph, planned it very well after understanding the question, understanding the task instruction, and after generating your ideas. I mean 3 different ideas for each paragraph. You need to put all these things in together. So of course, for this you need to take only 10 minutes. If you take more than 10 minutes, maybe you will be wasting your time which you require. So 5 for proofreading and editing. So the time management for task 2 is 10 minutes for planning, 25 minutes for writing, and 5 minutes to edit your essay. Edit your essay means you know at the end maybe you need to make some minor adjustments, so you can do it in the last 5 minutes. Okay, don't make any major adjustment, because if you are going to make any major adjustment like bringing up a new idea into this, sometime you lose mark for coherence and cohesion, even task response. Okay. So guys, that's the end of today's lesson. I hope that you understand this lesson very well, and I love your comments. If you found this video, please share and like, and of course if you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. IELTS coaching online, and of course please don't forget to press that bell icon so that you will be able to know about any of my future uploads. So see you again. Till then, bye bye, take care.